Subject 090722 sleep cycle is coming to an end, and said subject should be awakening in around 3, 2. There we go. At first glance, the human appears to be sleepy and disorientated, which is to be expected. Human, can you hear me? Can you understand me? Wonderful. That is perfect. That means that our translator mechanism is working and that we have now acquired the English language known as English. And although you're in your sleepy state, dear human, do you remember why you are here? And you know that you are here to help us conduct our medical exam in order to help understand more about your race, the human race. That is excellent. Well, if you don't mind, I would just like to first begin by just taking a quick physical examination of your face, just to double check to make sure everything is working as it should. Okay. So it appears that you have two eyes, pairs of eyebrows, one pair of lips, and a nose with 2 nostrils. Do humans only have 2 eyes, or do they preferably have more? Only 2, but some have 1. Okay. Yes. Okay, well then, I would also just like to take a few quick measurements here, if that's okay. You have quite an interestingly shaped head. As well, your features appear to be similar to ours. You also have hair, though yours appears to grow from your cranium, whereas ours is more just a protective layer, almost like a helmet, as it were, from what is known as space ice. Okay. And then I'd just like to take a look at those human eyes. So if you could just stare at my eyes or my forehead or whatever, just ignore the light. Just like to take a quick, good look here. And you use these eyes to see with, correct? Do they have any other type of properties with them? Can you use X-ray vision, for example? No, see. Would you be able to please just stare at the light and follow it for me? Interesting. So you are capable of tracking the light. Are all humans also capable of doing this? Not all, but the majority. I see. That truly is fascinating. In that case, we did do research to try and understand exactly how we can test out your visual prowess, your hearing, and the like. So, one thing I did discover was, are you able to count how many fingers I'm holding up? Or in your case, they would be called fingers. Fascinating. You are quite intelligent. Truly fascinating. So humans are capable of counting fingers and are well aware of numbers as well. Next, I would just like to do a quick scan of your face here. These do come in a variety of colors, and they do certain different things. This one is just an outright scan every part of you, so if you could please just stare forward. Doesn't matter where you look, feel free to look anywhere. Just let me rub your head here. Okay. Are you able to move your eyebrows at all? Are you able to raise them? A little bit, I see. Okay. Are you able to talk at all? Conduct full sentences, for example? Not so much. Feel free to just nod or shake your head to these questions. Okay, now let's just move on to an X-ray. This will help me scan over your skull just to see how we cope. Also, if you happen to notice any, let's say, glitches in the background, don't you worry about that. That is completely normal. It will pass. These tests of ours have been known to cause some kind of disorientation within certain subjects, so it may just be a side effect that is completely temporary. Okay, now we move on to green. This will help me examine your brain waves. Truly fascinating. Your brain appears to have quite a bit to tell. Now, while I'm doing this, would you be able to tell me why you decided to help us out? My first thought, though, was when my colleagues told me we would be conducting medical examinations for your race, that none of you would be willing. My first thought was that you may have some kind of fear, since from what I've heard, humans are quite emotional at times. Purely out of interest. Fascinating. Let me just jot that one down. You are probably the first race that took an interest in us, as we have in you as well. Okay, and then we just have one more here. Just give me a moment. This one will examine the actual brain itself and the flesh around your body, beneath the skin. Okay, let your muscle, let your blood running through here. Okay, that is wonderful. And since we are busy with conducting a visual test, would you be able to tell me exactly what type of shape you see here? Yes, a diamond. What about this one? Ignore the colors for the time being. A circle, correct. How about this one? Yes, a square. And this one? If there are duplicates, it's perfectly fine. This is just a test. Yes, and then this one. Fascinating. So the human eyes appear to be capable of recognizing shapes as well. But then, in that case, what about colors? So ignore the shapes this time. Tell me about the color. What do you see here? Purple, correct. And how about this one? Fascinating. And how about this one? I see. And this one? Correct. And this one? Okay. And this one? Wonderful. You have quite the knowledge in that head of yours. So now next, I would just like to take a look at these ears of yours. So, can you hear anything if I do this? Yes, okay, what about here? What about this side? I see. Well then, please allow me just to get on my surgical barriers so we may have a good proper look at these ears of yours. They are quite fascinating, I must say. Just let me have a good massage here. I've never seen anything like them. Since, as you can see, we have some type of shield for ours, and yet you humans allow them access to holes within your head. I find that extremely risky. We've seen many things that would love to try and get deep within our head and see where our brains tick. So it's fascinating to me that this is how you have some kind of sound. Okay, what about the other side here? Okay, they have some kind of texture here. They're also round. Appear to go all the way to the inside of the head. Fascinating. Okay, let me just have a good full feel here. An interesting texture. And do you feel every sensation here? Incredible. Let me just have a good look at the inside here. Well then, you appear to be able to recognize every single feeling here. So in that case, I would like to conduct some kind of sound test, if that's okay. I'd like you to just close your eyes for me, if you can. Okay. And then tell me which side you hear this sound from, left or right. Okay. Yes, that's correct. That is perfect. Would you be able to tell me how many taps you hear? Like, count the taps that I will use with my fingers over your ears. So keep those eyes closed. Just let me know how many you hear. 3, yes. 4, correct. 5, 2. That is quite fascinating indeed. Now, with a closer look at your ears, it appears as though some of the frozen cryogenic stimuli has wandered over your ears, so I would just like to remove them quickly, if that's perfectly okay. I'll just be using the silicone brush here just to help out and see if we can get rid of them here. Just sit back and relax. Is this painful at all, or does it feel okay? Good, good. The last thing we want is to just cause any discomfort. And I must say, these ears aren't like anything I've ever seen either. Have you had them your whole life? Or are humans capable of removing them and switching them with other things? Fascinating. Now we will, let's say here. Move just back and forth because sometimes it doesn't prefer to go back as well. But we just don't take any chances. Allow me just to help out here with this and just get rid of all of this residue that's left over afterwards. Does that feel okay? Excellent. this one as well. Again, does this one feel perfectly comfortable? Excellent. I would like to just judge your reaction as well while I'm at it. So please just sit back and relax. Just react how you usually would in a situation like this. Have you experienced something like this before? Our sources tell me that you humans like to call this some kind of ear cleaning. Let's see. Does this help? Does it feel satisfying? Fascinating. Okay, well, that appears to all be gone. I would just like to do one more test with the ears to check. So, again, if you could just tell me when you hear the sound left, I would just like to do a quick check just to make sure everything is that you can hear okay. So if you could just tell me if you hear a sound on the left or the right. So, okay. That is perfect. So far, so good. Okay, now, would you be able to please just open your mouth for me and say, ah? Okay, that's perfect. I just would like to take a look at the back of your throat here. I see that you have something at the very back there. Would you be able to say, ah, for me again? That's fine. It's fascinating. It tends to wriggle whenever you speak or use your vocal cords. And then would you be able to stick your tongue out for me? Okay, it seems rather slimy, rather wet. And do you use this one for taste? Fascinating. Then do humans have a variety of different foods, or is it just the basic necessities of meats, vegetables, and all the like? Very different ones. I see. Okay, now we also have teeth here. I would just like to do a quick count. I assume that humans need to go get their teeth checked and possibly brushed. Yes. And do they need to keep these clean on a daily basis? Twice a day. Fascinating. I see. Okay. I'll just stand still for me. I would just like to okay. And then again, one look here, you appear to have different ones at the back of the mouth, different types of teeth. I would assume that those ones that look like fans are for chomping, and then the others that are more for mauling, as in maybe just tearing through the actual food. Truly fascinating. Now I would like to do just a quick test below the face, so around your neck, around your shoulders, and your hands and things like that. So let me just please just check your throat here, your neck, just to see how everything feels. It feels as though there's quite a bit of muscle around here. Would you be able to swallow for me? That's perfect. And do you ever have any issues with this throat? Any type of coughing sensations or anything of the like? Do you ever have any trouble swallowing? Sometimes, but only when you're ill. I see. And could you swallow one more time for me? That's perfect. And say, ah. Yes, okay. And then we just have your shoulders here. Would you be able to just shrug for me? Okay, and then your arms. You have an adequate amount of muscle here. I would just like to test, can you feel this? Okay, and then on your other arm. Okay, and then would you be able to just please just squeeze my hand for me? Tighter. Okay, then do the same with my other one. Squeeze my hand. A little bit tighter. Okay, now I would like you to do the same with both. Just squeeze both my hands. Just as tight as you can. That is perfect. And I believe that for the time being, this will be all I need for info. We have quite a bit, as is. You have been quite a good sport. Would you be willing to conduct one of these again? That is excellent news. Well, for the time being, we will allow you to get back to sleep. And then we will send you back on Earth later today when all is said and done. So again, thank you for your time, human, and I hope the rest of your day or lifetime goes well. Take care.